The Miami Heat's playoff run has been truly incredible. They became the 6th team ever to take down a 1 seed in the first round. Then they trounced the Knicks and staved off an incredible comeback from the Celtics to move on to the finals. And all the while, everybody doubted them. Seriously, it felt like every game they had gone into this postseason had been met with a lot of, okay, this is the one that they lose. But then, it just never happened. A lot of it has been thanks to the brilliant coaching of Erik Spoelstra and the white-hot play of Jimmy Butler. It feels like those two alone can dismantle an opposing team's plans just by themselves. However, to finish this championship run out, they're going to need some help around the edges. And with Tyler Hero still out with injury, there's only one man for the job. We're going to take a look at the man who holds the keys to Miami's championship hopes and dreams, the 6'9" center from North Carolina, Bam Adebayo. As we get into the ways Bam can help lead this team through the finish line, let's not gloss over the fact that I just said a 6'9" center. Adebayo is one of the smaller centers in the entire league, but you kind of completely forget about that as you watch him play. He is 255 pounds of pure muscle, so that might be part of it. His strength and agility combine to create this ultra strong but still quick-footed man in the middle. This past regular season, he averaged 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists, earning him his second All-Star appearance while representing a team that felt like it was going nowhere. The Miami Heat basically looked like they were asleep at the wheel most of this season, yet they still somehow managed to stay on the road. Absolutely nobody was impressed with their abysmal scoring output or low rebounding numbers. A team that had just made a conference finals appearance prior was already getting crossed off from contention. Bam was the second leading scorer and top rebounder on the team going into the playoffs. The offensive load Spoelstra's given to him has grown every single year, and every time, Bam is able to deliver. The only thing that is down are his assists, but that corresponds pretty clearly with the acquisition of Kyle Lowry. Prior to that, the Heat were running plays with Bam, as the Nuggets do with Jokic. For 2 years in a row, the center averaged over 5 assists a game. He understands the game at a higher level than a typical rim-running center. He can morph into whatever the team needs from him each game. And what they're going to need from him in the finals is some lockdown defense on a 2-time MVP of the league. Nikola Jokic can dissect and rip apart basically any defensive scheme you throw at him. It will be a chess match between him and Spoelstra of adjustments and on-the-spot improv. But for the Heat, it is going to come down to if Bam shows up or not each night. He's not going to be asked to shut down Jokic every game completely. That's just not going to happen. But he's got the speed and strength to at least give him some trouble in a full series. Bam has also clearly shown the basketball IQ to at least understand what Jokic might be looking for during possessions. Averaging 5 assists a game as a center is no small feat. We think about the brilliance of Jimmy Butler and Spoelstra, but if Bam can start making reads up close and personal with Jokic, then that's one more way for this Heat to stay together and operate concisely. Which is exactly what this team has done all playoffs. Can someone please explain to me how a team with the worst points per game in the entire league slips into the 8th seed and then turns into the second best offense in the entire playoffs? Only the Nuggets have averaged more points than them, and they're right there with them for the best 3-point shooting. The Heat have unlocked a trifecta of unknown names turned elite shooters. Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, and Duncan Robinson have been firing from all cylinders every series. Even with this team being one of the least talented rosters on paper, they have found a way to succeed. And the same could be said for Bam. He came into the league in 2017 as the final lottery pick of the draft. He started his first 2 years in the league super raw, averaging a combined 8 points and 6.5 rebounds. But there's just something about this Heat development staff that can turn a player into a star presence. In his 3rd year, he was an all-star, averaging 16, 10, and 5. Bam was on the map, but he's been competing in a league that's had a revamping of big men. He's playing against guys that break the game, like Nikola Jokic, who are unstoppable scoring forces, like Joel Embiid. Heck, even throw in the 3-and-D powers of guys like Jaren Jackson Jr., Brook Lopez, or even Miles Turner. And where does Bam fit into this league? He doesn't shoot from deep, he can't throw passes at the level of Jokic, and his footwork might never reach Embiid's level. Where Bam fits in, though, is the guy who can do everything around the edges right. He can't whip the ball around like an MVP, but need I remind you, by the end of the Bucks series, the Heat were having him bring up the ball. Point Bam can hold his own against the best, and his shooting range is limited. But if you let him get his mid-range jumper off, he's gonna knock it down every time. He shot 60% from the field against Boston, a team with defenders like Al Horford and Robert Williams. Adebayo is going to find his shot and knock it down, even if it's closer to the rim. But how about his defense? Bam has gone on the record multiple times that he believes he should be a consistent Defensive Player of the Year top candidate. He holds his own against big men as well as being light enough enough to keep up with the wings around the perimeter. In a series against Denver, they're not going to be able to hunt for switches with Bam for too many of their players. But Denver is still going to be a tough matchup for the Heat. Let me absolutely make that clear. They have battled through the Eastern Conference, but this Nuggets team seems to be on a different level than everybody else. Malone is going to target Butler with defensive assignments from guys like Aaron Gordon and Bruce Brown. They're going to do everything in their power to make Miami beat them with the players surrounding Jimmy. And Bam might just be capable of doing that. If Denver is surrounding Jimmy, Bam will be able to get himself open for his mid-range game, or set a screen and crash to the rim. And when Bam does get the ball, but Denver is swarming everywhere, he's going to have the level head to assist the situation and find the right pass to a teammate. Overall, this is a matchup team-wise that every real basketball fan should be thrilled about. No, it doesn't have the flashy media names of Steph or LeBron, but Jokic and Murray versus Bam and Jimmy, that's going to be a lot of fun. Both teams are fully capable of running fast break opportunities, but where they both thrive is in the half court. A battle of the minds will see Bam at the center of it all. Guarding the best player in the world is going to be no easy task. But at just 25 years old, it's time for Adebayo to show why he should be a name attached to the Defensive Player of the Year awards, and why he's the next big thing when it comes to versatile centers in the modern NBA. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.